In this overview, we would like to familiarize you with the dynamics of depository receipt and certificate of deposit quotations of Russian stocks listed on the London Stock Exchange, which are currently available for trade with the FC markets. The full list of these instruments you will find on the Stock CFD specifications page of our website. Last week, there was no single trend. Norilsk Nickel, whose receipts gained 6% in price and virtually returned to the pre-dividend level, showed the highest growth. Let us remind you that earlier the quotations had dropped in connection with the closure of the register for dividend receipt to the amount of 71 cents per unit. This occurred to depository receipt and certificate holders on June 30th. The Russian stockholders 4 days later on June 17th. The upside trend in the prices of the primary metals that company produces, it is nickel, copper, palladium, platinum, came as another positive factor for Norilsk Nickel. Despite its title, the company's sales exposure of nickel as is made only 42% last year. It is worth noting also a 3.2% rise in Novatek votes within the week. Investors reacted in a positive way to the announcement of Christophe de Margerie, chief executive of Total, that nothing has changed in the partner relations with Novatek, despite the Western sanctions against Russia. Let us remind you that Total owns 17% of stocks in the Russian company. The possibility of natural gas export liberalization discussed at the governmental level was other positive news for the company. For at present, it is a unique prerogative of Gazprom, whose certificate of deposit saw an upside trend last week as well, having risen by 1.8%. Gazprom growth was encouraged by the announcement that the construction of the Power of Siberia pipeline leading from Russia to China begins this August, as well as by partial stabilization of the situation in Ukraine. This process, as we think, may continue its impact on the Russian depository receipt and certificate of deposit quotations throughout the current week. On Tuesday, Vladimir Putin came up with a number of peace initiatives before the start of negotiations with the Ukrainian conflict participants. In its turn, the European Commission announced that Ukraine is to start its payouts for the Russian natural gas. To sum up, this week promises positive to investors. The Russian financial and currency markets responded to these late events with a considerable growth. The high global oil prices added to this growth, as the sale of hydrocarbons amounts to 70% of the Russian export.